Boom. Boom.
Hashtag boom.
Hashtag boom. Hi everybody, thanks so much for joining us today. I'm Carla from Frontenac Cycle. I'm the shop manager here. Especially we want to give a shout out to Jen Ross for suggesting the topic of cycling community and advocacy in Kingston. Today I am joined by Roger Healey, co-chair of KCAT, which is the Kingston Coalition for Active Transportation, and we're going to be talking about the cycling community and advocacy here in Kingston. So Roger, are you ready? I'm going to ask you some questions about KCAT and the kind of work you do.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Roger, so can you tell me a bit about KCAT?
KCAT started about 11 or 12 years ago, 2008, and I got involved pretty much right away. So I've been involved in it a while, and I think it started as an offshoot from a workshop that was offered by the City of Kingston, and it involved Queen's University and the Public Health Unit. And it grew. That's why it was called a coalition, and it grew from there. Our first. So we've been slowly getting involved as an advocacy community with the City of Kingston, and we focus mainly on the City of Kingston because other levels of government do deal with active transportation type issues, but at a much higher level, and it's much more direct to deal within your community. And the city has actually evolved over that time from, not being, a lot of cities weren't too sure what was happening in the way of cycling advocacy and pedestrian advocacy, that kind of thing. And they have really progressed a lot, especially in the last 4 or 5 years. They've really kind of responded to a lot of KCAT and others' comments and policy directions.
And what are some of the biggest achievements that KCAT has had in the last few years?
Well, I think one of our first big achievements was getting involved in the Williamsville Main Street study, which was way back in 2012. And I think a lot of our and others' input created a discussion about whether bike lanes should be included in the revised Princess Street between Division and Bath Road. So that was sort of a kind of an interesting major achievement. And then probably and we've been involved in a lot of city projects and commenting on them all along. But probably the major thing was in 2018, the publication of the Active Transportation Master Plan. And KCAT had a lot to do with it, so did other bicycle and pedestrian groups. And it is sort of the blueprint for where we're going in the future.
That's amazing, because that actually leads me to my next question with what's coming in the next couple of years.
Well, there's lots going on. As part of the ATMP, the master plan, the implementation plan is detailed for each sort of 5-year segment. And despite COVID kind of throwing things off and delaying things for a year, there's a lot of plans. The city has approached the whole thing from creating networks through the city is one major element of the ATMP, and the other interesting flip side of that is they want to form neighborhood groups, which are and get them involved in designing and fine-tuning the network through their city.
Nice, that's amazing. So with the ATMP and everything coming up, number one, where can people find all this information if people are interested?
Well, there's a lot of, basically it's all in the City of Kingston website. You use the search tools to kind of find it, because it's a little bit scattered. I think there's been an attempt to try to condense it and coalesce it into one or two areas, but it really touches all of the areas of the city in a lot of ways, from tourism, cycling, to road repairs, to planning and land use planning. And anytime a new building comes up, they have to modify. And of course, there's a big connection with transit and transit routes. So it's kind of scattered around the city's website, but the key things are the master plan and the implementation plan should be the things you focus on first if you want to know what's going on.
So with all these new things coming up, how can people get involved?
Well, there's lots of ways, but KCAT, look up KCAT on website or Facebook page, and that'll get checked regularly, and we'll be in touch with you.
So thanks so much, Roger, for speaking with us about KCAT and the awesome work that you guys do. If you guys have any questions for KCAT, obviously reach out to them or leave a comment for us, and we'll make sure to get them that information. And now we're going to be moving on to a little bit more about cycling community. And this is where I come in. So in the time that I have been involved here at Frontenac Cycle, I have come to know many cyclists and also been involved in many other different initiatives around Kingston. So I would say for those of you that are looking to get into mountain cycling or road cycling, or just looking to start out your cycling journey again, there's definitely quite a few places you can go. For mountain biking, there's the Mountain Bike Kingston Club. And then for road cycling or just getting on the road again, there's the Kingston Velo Club. Definitely you will meet a lot of people who share the love of cycling and who can help you in your journey as well. Now for those of you who are looking to get more involved on the community side, obviously there's KCAT, which obviously please get involved. Advocacy is very needed. But if you're looking more into education and safety, there's Cycle Kingston. They were founded also around, I believe, 10 or 15 years ago. They were doing a lot of really good work surrounding cycling education and safety. And then they also have kind of like a social enterprise which employs local youth called Gear Up, where they take donated bicycles and then they refurbish them and sell them back to the community at an affordable price. So if you're a mechanic and you want to get involved, that's another way to go. And then last but not least, kind of an organization that's near and dear to my heart, as that's kind of where I got my start with bikes. It's Yellow Bike Action, which is the local community bike shop here in Kingston. Reach out to them again if you're looking to get involved and you have some mechanical skills or some administration skills or any type of thing. They're always in need of help because community is kind of how we move things forward here in Kingston. Oh, one final thing. I forgot to mention that last year I tried to restart the Cycling Working Group, which is an arm off of KCAT, which essentially tries to focus in on cycling initiatives. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, it kind of died. Anyways, I'm going to try to restart that up again, and obviously because I'm involved in the shop and kind of have a bit of a connection with all these different organizations, I want to let everybody know about what's happening. So I would like to invite you to, I guess, follow me on Instagram. It's bike.revolutions. There's nothing there yet, but there will be stuff coming. Hopefully with some coffee and some time outside. See you soon. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and listening to us talk about KCAT and advocacy and the different groups here in Kingston. If you'd like to get involved, please reach out to them. We will have a link to all the groups down below. Additionally, if you have any questions or comments, please also leave them below. And you can also come into the shop and talk to me about any of these things. I love talking about the community of cycling in Kingston. But yeah. Roger, do you have any last things to say?
If you want to get involved in bicycle advocacy, the best thing you can do is get out and use your bicycle.
Boom.
Okay, we're good.
Man, you talked! Come on, man!